Hello, welcome back. Hope you're all well. I'm still on a high after the London pre-party. It was just so good. I want to do it all over again. I loved it. So that was that. And now we move on to more videos. We carry on. And today, what I'd like to do is talk about my top 10 and go through my top 10 song by song and talk to you more about it in more detail. So I've mentioned before, I've been finding it quite difficult to put my top 10 together and try and figure out what my top 10 actually is, because I like a lot of the songs this year, and it's that situation where you want to fit about 15 songs in your top 10, but you can't. But that's good because that means that I enjoy a lot of them, which I do. So this top 10 that I currently have, I want to make it clear that this is how I feel right now, and things can change, and sometimes our personal ranking does change when we see live performances after the show itself. You know, things can grow on you, grow off you when you see staging. Not too much all the time, but sometimes. So this might not be my final top 10, but it is based on what I'm enjoying, what I'm listening to the most. There's also one song in particular that's grown on me the most out of everything else, and it's made it into my top 10. I think it was my number like 15. It jumped all the way up, and I'll let you know when we get to that point. But I want to mention as well, actually, give a few honourable mentions to some of the other songs that are just outside my top 10, didn't quite make it. Songs that I want to be in my top 10, but I physically can't fit them in, but I still really like. One of them is Island, that's Rich by Brooke. It was in my top 10, like, for the whole time, but I just moved it down to move a few things up, but I still really love it. So it's just outside. Also, Estonia, Hope, Portugal, and Sam Ryder, the UK spaceman. Definitely our best entry in a long time, and it's actually looking really good for us. Like, we could actually get quite a few points with this for a change. That would be amazing. I think it's like my 14th, which sounds too low. And I want it to be higher, I really do, but I just happen to like more of them, just a tiny bit more. But I do still really like them. So for me, it's a little bit different this year because last year I knew, very clearly what my winner, what my favourite was. There was no question about it. My favourite was Italy, Måneskin. They were my winner for the whole time. And they were, my very clear standout favourite number one. This year it's more of like a group of favourites, like a small group of different favourites, which isn't really a bad thing. In fact, it's probably a good thing because it means that I can't decide because I like a lot of them so much. I have got a song at the moment at my number one, but it could change, maybe. I don't know. I mean, or maybe it won't change. Zitia Buoni was definitely my favourite, no doubt about that. This year, like, I do have a favourite now, but it could change. So my number 10, and again, for now, it could change, but for now, my 10th place is Die Together by Amanda Tengfield for Greece. And it is one of the songs that's grown on me a lot since I first heard it. When I heard it for the very first time, I liked it. And I listened to it again for the second time with my headphones in, and then it started to really click with me. When you listen to it just with those headphones in, the volume up, and you really, get kind of lost in the atmosphere of the song, I thought, oh yeah, it's actually really good. It's kind of simple but effective. It's a very like epic, kind of like anthemic. Is that a word? Anthemic? I think it is. A very epic sort of ballad. Um, yeah, and yeah, it is quite simple, but it's just very atmospheric. And I hope the staging that they have, which we don't know yet what it could be, I hope the staging matches the atmosphere of the song, because I think they could be on for something really special if they get that right. My number 9 at the moment is Cyprus, Ella. So I got Greece and Cyprus next to each other. um, so I really love this. I feel like it's maybe well, tiny bit underrated. I mean, there is a lot of love for it. It is quite popular, but maybe I thought it would be a little bit more popular than it actually is. I just really like how it's not like Fuego, Replay, El Diablo. It's a lot more kind of ethnic. You know, it's got that Mediterranean, very Greek ethnic sound. So Cyprus actually giving us something very Greek, which Greece are not giving us, and they don't usually give us anymore that much. So I like that. You know, there's some really nice instruments. I like how there's a bit of Greek and English, and it's just really catchy, really nice. So my number 8, I mentioned at the beginning that there's one song in particular that's really grown on me a lot, and it's climbed up quite a few places for me, and that is Didit by Steng, or is it Estine? I'm still not entirely sure because people say different things. It's either Steng or Esteng or Steen from the Netherlands. Yeah, this has grown on me so much. I really love it now. I remember in my reaction video, I don't think I didn't like it. I think I just wasn't entirely sure. But since that reaction video, I've listened to it more and more, and it's just grown on me so much. I don't even know why. Like, I can't explain it, but it's just so unique and just really cool and just really good. I'm not used to hearing Dutch music, but I think the language really flows really nicely. It just sounds really nice, to the point where, you know, the great thing about Eurovision is that you can hear songs in other languages and you start to know the lyrics in that language, even though you don't speak that language. You know, like that does happen sometimes. I can think of Bulgaria 2011 by Polychinova. Like, I know the words to that song, but I don't speak Bulgarian. And it's the same with this. Like, I've started to kind of like learn some of the words, but I don't speak Dutch. The chorus I love. You know, it's always stuck in my head, and it's just the type of thing that you can like sing along to when you're driving in the car. And I really like her as well. I like her style. I think I'll continue to listen to her music as well afterwards. Yeah, this is probably my second favourite Dutch entry after 2014, Calm After the Storm. So I like it more than Arcade. So it is one of my favourite Dutch entries. And this has really started to click with me. Like, I get it now. I get why it's so popular. I love it. My number 7 is Ukraine. Stefania. Yeah, I love this. I always have. If you think back in the national final, I actually preferred this to Alina Pash. So I'm glad that this eventually did get chosen. And it's been confirmed as well that they will actually be performing in Turin on the actual stage. They're not going to need the rehearsal footage or national final footage. They will actually be performing live. So that's going to be a really special moment, definitely. Ukraine are always so good at showing us their culture and always staying true to themselves. And this is a really good example of that, that they've done it again with an ethnic sound, but mixed with the hip hop and the rap, which I like as well. A very catchy chorus. And yeah, I mean, we can talk about, will they win? That's a whole other story. But, regardless of the situation, the song is genuinely good. Like, it will do well, and it deserves to do well. Next up for me is Spain, Slow Mo, Chanel. Best Spanish entry in a long time, and it should be the best result in a very long time. Definitely no bottom 5 for Spain. If anything, the opposite, top 5. Yeah, I mean, it's just such a good effort, the whole package in general, the stage performance, the choreography. She's performed it so many times, but she performs it well each and every time. It's funny how the song was actually meant to be written for Jennifer Lopez, and when you see her perform it live, it actually looks like you're watching Jennifer Lopez on like a worldwide stage, like a MTV Music Awards performance. Yeah, it's just, the whole package is there. I think it's probably what we've been waiting for a Spanish entry. And the Spanish fans, they should be very proud of this. It'll do well. Just, yeah, really catchy. It's a whole package, really, The live performance we know will be great. Choreography, and the fact she's singing live as well and dancing, and it's always just on point. Very impressive, and good job, Spain. Okay, so my top 5. Let's go. So, my number 5 for now, Norway, Subwoofer, Keith and Jim, Give That Wolf a Banana. Yeah, I've always loved it. It's just so iconic. And whether you like it or not, it's going to be an iconic moment in the history of the show. And I mean, if you still don't like it, then I can't help you anymore. Like, there's nothing I can do for you if you still don't like it. There's nothing that can be done, okay. Yeah. It's just, like, got 2 walls, Keith and Jim, with the astronaut DJ. They've come from the moon, went to Norway with a song called Give That Wolf a Banana, and you just kind of have to like accept it, like embrace it, and just accept it for what it is and just enjoy it. Yeah. And I saw it live in London. The amount of times I've watched the video back of their performance, like I've watched it back like hundreds of times. I just can't stop watching it. It's just so adorable. And just have fun with it, just don't think too much about it. Just have fun with it. And it's gonna go down well in Turin. It could even win the televote. I can see it winning the televote and being like a Norway 2019 moment. Maybe. Yeah, I can see that. I'll vote for it. I'm going to vote for it. I've decided already. My votes are going to Subwoofer, because I just love to see the reaction from people if they get like 300 televote points. I'd love to see it. Like, yeah, bring it on. Can't wait. Love it. My number four, it's a good one. Fuleng, France. Love this. So good. Huge fan of Fuleng. I've seen a lot of people compare it to or call it the Go A Shum of the year. And yeah, I do get that. I can see why. It's spiritual, go to a forest, do a ritual, dance with the devil, but make it a banger because it is a bop. It's a banger. I love it. I hope it really comes to life on stage with the fire, the Celtic symbols on the floor, like the national final. Um, yeah, I hope it does well with the televote as well. I think it could be like a televote favourite, maybe, or hopefully. Um, yeah, I'm just so glad that we've got this, this variety, something different, um, but so good. So now we've arrived at my top three. My top three at this moment in time. Could it change? Maybe. It hasn't changed at all. It's quite a solid top three. Maybe after the show it will change. But for now, my third place is Austria Halo. Yeah, I was a huge fan of this ever since I heard it for the first time. I think it came out, I remember, at a time when things felt a bit low, like people were sort of complaining about the quality. We had lots of ballads, and I think this came out at a time when people really wanted something really upbeat like this. I know there's been lots of anticipation and concern about how it'll be performed live, if they can pull it off well live on the actual stage in touring. Um, Looking forward to seeing that. Well, I saw them live in London at the pre-party. Pia Maria did not sing live. She mimed. I'm sure she mimed like almost all of it. Um, so I think that made people concerned again. Oh, like, can she actually sing this live? Well, we'll find out. I don't think, like, if it like completely falls apart, I don't think that would make me like the song any less, because this is based on the actual studio versions of the songs themselves, and I always enjoy listening to it, so I don't think that can change really. So my number two for now, although I think this will actually stay at the top, it's Albania Secret. Absolute bop. It's something that I've loved, like literally right from the start, all the way back in Fic in December, the national final. Um, I loved it the first time I heard it, the original version, and the revamp as well. The revamp did not take long to grow on me. Like, it didn't take long for me to get used to. Um, yeah, oh, the revamp is so good. Love it. Put the volume up. The beat is so strong. The instrumentation, the ethnic dance break. That's why I love it so much. I think the actual sound of it, like the ethnic elements, um, really strong beat. I love it. Probably my favourite Albanian entry ever, I think. But yeah, maybe more than 2018. Um, so I think it's taken over 2018 for me, but I still like Mal as well. So my number one, my favourite, like I said, I'm not as confident with this being my winner as I was with City of Bongi. Um, so it could change, but it is my favourite for now. It's Italy again, Brividi. Um, Italy being my favourite again. Wow, big surprise. I mean, you know that I'm an Italy fan by now, surely. Um, my winner last year, 2019 as well. And actually, what I find really interesting is my winner in Sanremo was actually Ciao Ciao. And if that won and if that was going to Eurovision, I think Italy would still be my winner again, anyway. If they won, they would be my winner. So yeah. I've noticed quite a few people actually seem to have gone off Brividi, and they don't really like it that much anymore. It's never grown off me, like I've always loved it. That hasn't happened for me at all. I still love it. It's just such a beautiful ballad and a very modern, contemporary ballad. There's a lot of reasons actually why I really love it. One of them is Mahmood and Blanco together. Absolute perfect combination. Like, such a good idea to have those two together. They work so well together. And I'm a fan of Mahmood in general anyway. So great to see him back. One of my favourite things about this song is the changes, like the tempo changes. Um, it's a ballad, but then towards the end, which is like my favourite part, you get Blanco rapping and it just turns into like a rap, and then Mahmood doing all these things with his voices, like going like higher, lower. That's what I like about it. That's my favourite bit, is like the changes in the voice and the style. It goes up in the bridge and it comes back down in the final chorus. It's like a build up, and I really love that. And I'm hoping that the staging will be really atmospheric as well, like a really nice but simple staging. It kind of reminds me actually of Five Amore a little bit, and that gave me winner vibes. So, I mean, that's a whole other story, winning. Um, I'll do a video about this soon, about potential winners. Can Italy win again? I love that. I would be happy with that, and I'm going to vote for them as well again. Maybe not as much as Måneskin, but I will vote a few times. It just flows really nicely, and it's just one of those like power ballads. And I think, the fact it's Italian as well, there's something, I've said this before, there's something about Italian music that is just one of a kind. Like, it just works so well. The language definitely helps, and Italian always just sounds so good in music. And this is a really nice, modern Italian ballad, and I love it. So yeah, there we go. That is my favourite at the moment. I hope it's not too predictable, because you know that I do tend to always enjoy Italy's entries, and they are my favourite country in Eurovision. Um, but I'm not saying it for the sake of it. Like, I wouldn't just say, oh, I usually like Italy, so I have to like this. No, I actually do really love it. Like, it just always happens to be the case that I always love Italy's songs, and that's how it is. So that is my top 10 right now. It could change a little bit, maybe. We'll wait and see. I'll let you know if it does change dramatically. But for now, that's it. So let me know what you think. Tell me how much of my top 10 you share in your top 10, if anything, and let me know how different yours is to mine. I'll be making a full top 40 video soon, so trying to put everything together, showing just short clips of my top 40. Hopefully that should come soon, but again, that usually changes as well after the actual live show itself, so it will be a top 40 before the show. And I'll be doing a video in a few days' time. Can't wait for this, the Who Could Win 2022 video, going through the group of countries that I think could potentially win. I can't wait for that. But yeah, until then, thank you for watching. See you very soon. Bye.